What is going on, all you beautiful people out there? Welcome back to another episode of Just Real Quick.
Just real quick.
Today, I got my boy Andres in the studio with us. We're going to make this as quick as possible, as normal. We're going to do a couple of shout-outs for the company, and then we're going to get into some training this week, some much-needed training. So we're going to start with going into the holidays. Man, we got a big responsibility during the holidays to go out there and help people during the cold season to get their windows all fixed up. They got that cold air breathing down their neck at night when they're watching TV. And unless we go in there and point that the windows are the cause of that, they may not even be relating it to the windows. So big opportunity, even in the cold season, just as much as during the hot season, to get those windows fixed up. And another thing, you guys, is listen, I don't know if you guys know this, we are officially in a recession. So right now, we got to be working harder, working longer, getting better at salespeople, building more urgency than we may have ever had to do before during this current economic climate. So I need all you guys to pay attention to the training that you're getting, the direction you're getting from your leaders, so we can continue to push through this and come out the other side looking really damn good. And just a reminder, we got our St. George Christmas party coming up on December 16th. Draper Christmas party, December 13th. I'm going to be at both of those. I think J-Rod said he was going to be at both of them. Looking forward to seeing everybody at those. We want to shout out some of our new recruits. We got Khalid in Draper. He's a new guy. He got brought on by one of our other guys. Welcome to the team, Khalid. Alyssa, Levi, Caden, Preston, and Josie.
Yep.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
They're all the new people in St. George as of recently.
Yep. And Levi just got a sell today.
And check it out. Levi off to a really hot start. The boy got his first sale within his first 2 days of knocking doors. So congratulations, Levi. Looking forward to seeing you do some incredible things here with the company. And big shout out to our guy, Doug. He's our Arizona and Nevada installer. Most of us haven't met him. I still haven't even met him. But I've heard a lot of dang good things, and he's been down there getting all of our critical measurements in Yuma and Havasu and getting them in a very timely manner, and he is incredible with our customers. So, Doug, you may not ever see this, but we love you, and thank you for everything you do for JKR Windows and our customers. And also big shout-out to Chalice. Most all you guys have met Chalice or ran into Chalice somewhere along the lines. He drives a great big-ass service van for JKR Windows and does a lot of the littler installs and a lot of the service work that there's not very many people capable of doing it as well as Chalice does. So Chalice, we see you, and I'm trying to catch up with you with my sweet Christmas beard. I haven't seen you in a while, so I don't know if you're still rocking the Santa Claus beard, but appreciate you, brother. Operation shout-outs, Brooks, our main man. Chief Operating Officer Brooks Brunson. We appreciate you. He continues to show up and do more and do things that he's never done before and help us grow out the operations department and the sales force. And the guy is always available to me anyways. You guys got to quit calling him. Call Andres instead.
Not about that one.
But absolutely a pivotal, crucial, amazing part of the team, Mr. Brooks Brunson. If you guys haven't seen him today or given him some accolades for his impact on our company, give the guy a call, send him a text, tell him how much we appreciate him. And Allie. Allie survived the plague. Congratulations, Allie. We were questioning it for a little while. I saw you one day show up to work when you definitely should not have came to work. Her eyes were barely open and red and bloodshot, and she looked like she was barely coherent. But she is a trooper, and she wanted to come in and contribute. But she's finally over it. Thank you, Allie, for everything that you do, whether you're sick or not, always contributing to the team and helping us build out our sales competitions and all of the visibility that we all need to be able to make the best out of those competitions. So we got a long ways to go on.
Yeah,
On
and just
really-
to add a little bit to Allie and Brooks. Anytime I talk to them, give them a call, give them a text, they get right back. They got a lot on their plate, and they do it so fast, so quick. You know,
They are damn good.
we think we're busy, but those guys they're grinding.
They are.
We appreciate them a lot.
And you guys may not have heard this yet, but we got a sales competition coming up. We're working out the details and getting all the documentation ready because it's starting the Monday after Thanksgiving. Is going to be the first day of the competition. It's going to be leading up to the end of the year so we can get everybody fired up to go out there and produce and have some prizes on the line. So we're pushing all the way through the end of the year. Looking forward to seeing the rest of that information come out from our sales managers and from Allie. And now I'm going to pass it off to Mr. Andres because we got a special training and a special message to give you guys today with the last bit of this call.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, I want to touch up a little bit on the power of one more. Just going that extra mile, doing a little bit more than what you think you can or should do, right? It's getting a little bit colder out there. It's getting darker a lot earlier, right? So it just makes you want to quit a little bit earlier, not finish out the day. But, you know, what happens is, especially if you have some big goals like myself or Jeff, you're always going to do just a little bit more, right? To all my door knockers, you get to the end of the day, you're on your last door, just do one more, right? Director, same thing. You're out of appointment, you're done with your day, just do one more door. Just literally one more of anything is going to create this big ripple effect to where you're actually doing a lot more action, right? For myself, I try to do it a lot. I tell a lot of stories with people about how it can be late, it can be dark, but if you have your goals, just keep pushing a little bit harder. Go a little bit longer into the dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do a little bit more work. Just put a little bit extra punch in it, right? And it's always going to pay off, right? You might not see it that night. You might not see it the night after. But as you start doing this, it's going to be so you start getting quote-unquote lucky, or you get these doors, these people you talk to, and they're ready to go, right? And it's 8 o'clock at night, and it's dark, and everybody's gone, but you're the last one out there. Well, I can assure you that's going to pay off a lot more, right? Just doing a little
That's
bit
our
extra.
golden hour, too.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's wintertime, guys. And all the way up until December 21st, it's going to get darker and darker. Our days are getting shorter and shorter. I don't know if you know about the winter solstice, but the reality is we got less daylight to work with. That cuts into our golden hours.
Mm-hmm.
But you still got to get out there and work them golden hours. And the only difference between you being able to be effective during the golden hours at dark and not is the way you think about it. And if you show up and you're weird and you're apologizing for people for being there after dark, well, it's probably going to be weird. And they're probably going to be irritated for you for being there after dark. But if you show up like you're meant to be there, this is your job. This is my responsibility. I'm doing you a disservice if I'm not here teaching you about JKR windows and the benefits of replacement windows. Well, you're probably not going to do very good.
Nope.
But those people that are there at 6:30, 7, 8 o'clock at night after the sun's gone down, the likelihood of you catching them at any other time of the day is very small. So all those deals that you're going to rack up by going after hours, by doing a little bit extra, by knocking one more street, by knocking a half an hour into dark, 45 minutes into dark, an hour into dark, you're going to have opportunities with people that you're not going to have an opportunity with at any other time of the day. Because we're primarily focused on neighborhoods that are blue collar, and these people aren't getting home until 5 or 6 or 7 o'clock at night. They're our buyers. They're the people that need us the most.
Yep.
And if you're going home early, you're not going to run into them. And I tell you right now, just like Andre said, the harder you work, the luckier you get. And the more consistent you are with these little simple things on a day-to-day basis, the luckier you get. And those people that are talking about windows over breakfast, if you don't have that momentum, if you haven't been being consistent, the universe is going to work against you. And those people are always going to be at lunch or in the backyard or doing something with a loud noise going on in the house, and they don't hear you knocking because you didn't do it consistently for long enough to build momentum and to deserve the right to talk to those people. Because me and Andre show up, and we got all the momentum and the good attitude And no matter what happened on the last door, we're going to give it everything we've got on this next one. We're going to knock past dark. And those people just happen to show up for us. And they're like, you know what? Holy cow, it's just so crazy that you're here right now.
We were just talking about it.
We were just actually talking about windows over breakfast this morning.
There you go.
Yeah, can you guys come by this afternoon? I'm telling you, the harder you work, the luckier you will get, and you'll have an opportunity with those types of people. And we're not just looking for laydowns. We got to do our job and get good at the overcoming objections and the rebuttals and building rapport and showing up with all the energy and enthusiasm to get an opportunity with everybody. But you won't run into those laydowns unless you deserve it. It's just the reality. So do everything that it takes and a little bit more. There's a book written by Ed Milet that's called The Power of One More. If you haven't read it, I would suggest you read it. He also narrates it on Audible, and he's a fantastic storyteller. I think every one of you should listen to that book because it applies to sales and life at every level. Go out there and do whatever it takes, and then just do one more.
Always. And just something I wanted to touch up real quick, guys. Before I started this job, all my other jobs, especially during the winter time, I was getting out there when it was dark. I wasn't getting back home till it was dark, right? So like Jeff is saying, to your point, that blue-collar community and people just working, that's life. And that's every winter. And they do talk about windows, improvements, whatever they're going to do to the home. So just you showing up, it's 7 o'clock, it's dark, they're out of work. They're like, holy cow, we're just talking about windows. Let's set it up, because they have no time to go look around. They're busy people. They're hardworking, a lot of pride in their work. But everybody can use our product in the heat, in the cold, right? So if you're not out there, if you're not comfortable in the dark, you have to get comfortable with the dark, right? Because that's what's going to separate the average people and the people that are just out there killing it, right? You're never going to see a top performer not doing that extra door, not going into the dark. Just putting in that extra little more, that's what makes a difference. So always do one more, guys.
Yeah, we've got a saying on our wall at the Draper office that says something along the lines of the difference between average and ordinary and extraordinary is just a little bit more.
Just a little bit more.
And most people aren't willing to do a little bit more. So I challenge you guys, or I challenge you all, if you want to do something special with your lives and you want to be extraordinary, you got to do a little bit more. Don't listen to the bitch voice, because it's going to be there. It's going to be telling you to go home. For all my directors, you get done with an appointment and you've got 45 minutes to go out and either go to the gas station, hang out for a minute, or go out there and spend some time with your team. That little bitch voice is going to say, well, that sure sounds refreshing to go get a soda right now, or a water, or a Monster, instead of go out there and spend time with my team. But you know what the right thing to do is. You just did whatever it took to get that sale, and now you got to do a little bit more for your team to be able to have a better chance next time to set a good appointment. All of our veterans have the biggest impact on our new people. And the reality is we don't spend enough time with our new people as veterans and as directors to show them that we care, for one, but then to pass down the wisdom that we've been able to acquire over our time here. So I challenge all of you, do whatever it takes and a little bit more. Go out and put in the hours and do a little bit more. Go out and knock all the doors that you want to knock, and then knock one more street and watch how it pays off for you. Over and over and over, we've seen how it pays off for other people, and that one last street, after getting a goose egg the rest of the day, all of a sudden they set 2 or 3 appointments on the last street that they almost didn't go knock. The last 30 minutes that they almost didn't go knock, all of a sudden they get one deal set that closes. And they were this close to listening to the bitch voice and going home.
It just happens, guys, over and over. I've heard the stories. It's happened to myself, including, right? You're so close, and then you knock that last door, and that's the door that sets, that's the door that closes, right? And I've had it the other way. I've had it where the bitch boys won. I'm like, you know what, let's call it early. You go back. Our competitors, they were there last night. Same day laydown, right? So the opportunities are going to show up. It's going to be just a little bit more every time. whenever you think you're done, you're finalized, I'm going home, when you're right there, just do one more. One more street, one more door, whatever it takes. I can assure you 100% it's going to pay off tremendously. I've seen it myself. Like I said, I've seen it in Jeff and our top performers. Just doing that extra little bit. That's going to be the difference.
And those people that are doing a little bit extra are the ones that come out the other side of a tough economic time, knowing that they put in the work and they did the extra and they've prepared. And when things get tough, nothing affects them. For everybody that's been doing the minimum, when it goes into a tough economic time, you've got a habit of doing the minimum, and you're going to get your ass kicked. And that's not the kind of reputation that we want to have with our teams or our company with JKR Windows. We've got core values for a reason, and we want to embody those. Consistency, dependability, and commitment to excellence. And going home early doesn't really align with any one of those things. So if you want to do something great, if you want to come out the other side of a recession and a downturn in the economy, like we're likely going into for the next maybe several years, you're going to have to step your game up with your discipline, your consistency, putting in the extra time to develop your skills as a closer or a salesman or a coordinator, whatever the circumstances are. You're going to have to do extra. And we're trying to provide you the environment and the direction to understand the importance of it so you have a chance of thriving in an economy like this versus getting your teeth kicked in like 99% of people are likely going to do.
Yeah. Recessions. I've heard it somewhere. I don't know if it's true, but it says that's when most millionaires are made, during a recession, right? And like Jeff said, most people are going to fail. They're not going to do. They're just doing the average. They're not putting in that extra work, right? So if you are putting in that extra work, that's recession-proof, right? You can't have anybody stop you. I'm not going to have a recession stop me. I know it's going to be the same with Jeff.
We don't have any excuses about a recession. I'm not trying to inject some excuses into your guys' daily life. We're going to have to deal with the reality of our current economy, and I choose to go at it with full force, do everything that I can to overpower it and do extra, work longer, get better. And I challenge every one of you to do the same. Otherwise, you're going to be a statistic like the other 99% of people that are going to get their teeth kicked in by an economy like this. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to be coming back every week with more of these, more shout outs, more training. I've been loving the Just Real Quick podcast, and getting a new guest on every week has been exciting too. Andres just happened to be in the office today, and you might be the next person that I invite on. But I tell you what, if you're doing average and ordinary, you're not going to end up on this effing podcast.
There you go, guys.
Have a great day, guys. Catch you up with you soon.
Hey, guys. See ya.